PAX, Journey Home, Chapter 26. Peter stood near the edge, looking down. It looked nothing like the falls of only a year ago. Those falls had rattled peacefully over a few big ledges in the middle that were so stable you could leap from them. Now the vast water poured and crashed, as though furious. "We turn in here," Samuel called. "Come on." Peter was glad to leave, but when the three of them pushed out of the last thicket onto a dirt road, his whole body tensed, as if expecting a punch. "This is the service road to the old mill, isn't it?" he said. It wasn't a question. This road would take him right back to the place his father had forced him to abandon PAX. Samuel nodded. "Used to go there. It hasn't been used since the bridge got blown up, but it's still clear on this side. It'll be a breeze after the rough hiking we've had." Samuel was right. The travel was easy, but it was uncomfortably quiet. All morning, Jade kept stealing looks at Peter. Samuel kept stealing looks at Jade, stealing looks at Peter, and Peter kept pretending he didn't notice either. Until 2 hours later, he drew up short, a hand to his gut. It had been a year, and there was nothing to distinguish the spot from the miles of trees and weeds they'd just passed. But he was sure this was the place he'd driven away from PAX. He knew it, or maybe this place knew him. Maybe places had memories. He crouched and shook a handful of gravel through his fingers. "What is it, Peter?" Jade asked, stopping. "Is something wrong?" For a second he considered not answering her, but he'd already done enough to be ashamed of her here. "I did something bad here once," he said, looking into the woods. Samuel turned around at that. He and Jade waited as if they weren't going anywhere until he explained himself. And Peter dropped his pack and told them about it. The whole story of abandoning PAX, the wretched drive, knowing he was going to have to betray his pet, the big lie of throwing the toy soldier, and how butchered he'd felt when his father hit the gas, as if he'd left a chunk of his own heart bleeding on that dusty road, seeing PAX running at top speed after them until he fell back exhausted. "I went back for him, though. I went back, and I found him." He shouldered his pack. "Let's go. I don't want to be here anymore." He started down the road. Jade caught up with him. "Wait, I'm just putting it together. If this is where you left your fox, and you told me you saw your dad when you went back for him, your dad must have been stationed at the old mill. That's where you last saw your father, is that right?" Peter nodded, a lump swelling in his throat. "Let's go, please." "So it's also where you set your fox free, right?" Peter nodded, head down. "You lost them both at that mill site." The words seemed to grow silent. Even the birds stopped their songs. "Peter," Jade asked very quietly, "are you really going to serve at the mill site with the water warriors?" And the truth struck him. He hadn't admitted it, but no, of course he couldn't do that. He could never set foot in that place again. "Peter, are you?" He shook his head miserably without looking up. "Were you ever going to?" "I don't know. No, I guess not," he admitted. "But now you know why." "I'm sorry," Jade said. Peter was relieved at how easily she understood. "Thanks." "No," Jade said, both her hands up. "Stop. I mean, I get it. That's a terrible place for you. You're angry and you're afraid. Really, really afraid. But sorry, I don't think you can go around it. You're grieving. I know something about that. You have to feel your way into it, and then feel your way out. And you're brave enough for that." "I don't think so." "I know so. It will be hard, but you won't be alone. We'll be there, and doing something so good will go a long way to change your feelings about the place. From then on, it will also be the place where you helped clean the water, make it okay for people and the animals to come back. It will be that story too." "Maybe," Peter said. Then he started walking again, taking the lead so they couldn't see his face.